Hey, I'm Sheila Cox, 5-star real estate agent in the Katy, Sugar Land, and Richmond, Texas areas. And I want to talk to you about the custom search that I can set up for you, or probably have set up for you, because I want to make sure that you're using it to the full extent of it. And I want to give you some tips and tricks, because this is a really, really helpful tool. So I'm going to have to go online now. I'm going to switch to my desktop. So when you get your dream home alerts from me, you're going to have access to, some people call it a portal or a gateway, but it's going to look something like this. And if you click find a dream home, you're going to see a map on the left and all the homes on the right listed. And I really like this feature. I mean, you can list homes in different ways. I mean, you can just have line items like this, or you can show it in a block form like this. But the map is really cool because when you zoom into areas, then it narrows down the houses. See, now it narrowed down to just those two houses. So this one is this, and it helps you narrow down. So I really like the map tool because, you know, you may be looking at Sugar Land and Katy. Another neat thing, so I'm going to go back to, well, it's already there. Another neat thing is when you do go to look at a specific listing, like this one on Little Creek Court, we're going to have some basic information at the top and then all the details below. And then, of course, when you click the photo, you'll be able to go through and look at all the photos here. But something I want to point out is over here on the left-hand side, you can use the map, and there may be a virtual tour to the property, especially right now during the pandemic. You may want to use the virtual tour link to go take a look at homes online. Some of the tours are better than others, of course. I'm not a big fan of the Matterport because A, it's awkward to use, and B, it never shows the backyard, and C, they don't open any pantries or anything. I like to, when I do my virtual tours, I open pantries and so on and so forth. So, but anyway, it is something better than nothing. So make sure when the homes that you're looking at, if they have a virtual tour, you can take a look at those. Another thing you can do on a home, if you like it, you can click the heart on the upper right-hand corner, and you can put it as a favorite, save it as a possibility, or you can discard it if you really have no interest in the home. Now, I don't really recommend you use the possibilities. Either you discard it or it's a favorite, and everything else still on there is a possibility. So I don't like you to mark every single, I don't recommend that you mark every single home. We don't really need a category for possibilities. Mark things as favorites, and those are the homes that you're telling me that you want to go tour and that you want to go see. Another thing that is really handy, and it's very important in this area, is this little map tool. When you find a home that you really like, you need to go take a look at the map tool. And I just clicked map, and it popped the map up for this home. And what I want you to do is click this little box and go look at the satellite images. And so now I can see that this home is surrounded by commercial property. And not only is it surrounded by commercial property, it is on a great big lot. Look at how big this backyard is. But it does have, it looks like a power line or some kind of, maybe it's a sidewalk light, street light over here. Some people care about that, some people don't. It is on a very busy street. Fry Road is one of our busiest streets in Katy, or in the east and west sides of Katy. So that's all interesting. And I can almost guarantee you that the photos of this house don't show any of this commercial property. So if you want to get a street view, you can take the little yellow man and drop it on the street. Well, usually you can. Maybe I need to back up some. All right, they won't let me drop it here. Let's see if we can drop it here. So you can get a street view. There's the house, it looks like. Let's see. Yeah, and then you can see all this commercial around it. So the house is right here, and yeah, those are just some parking lot lights and street lights behind it, and then all this commercial. So I can almost assure you, let's go look at the photos. Just, you know, these listing agents and hire photographers to make the house look good, and I can almost guarantee they're not going to show any of that in the photos. So sure enough, all right, here's the backyard photo of this house that they're showing. So no commercial, no power, none of the poles behind the house. So they are hiding it in the photo. Apparently in some states that's illegal, but in Texas it's still legal. So you can't just go on the photos, guys. If you don't want to back to high voltage power lines or have power lines running through your backyard or commercial property, then you definitely need to use the map tool that I'm showing you. So those are just a few things. I guess there's one other thing I want to show you in this area. And I'm just going to have to go back to the maps. In this area, we have a couple of issues. I'm going to go ahead and look at the satellite so I can find what I want to show you. We have a couple of issues in that not only do we have commercial property and busy streets, but we have municipal utility districts. Those are called MUDs. And the neighborhoods and subdivisions have to put those mud tanks somewhere. And here's an example of a mud tank system. And so you can see that that is directly behind all of these homes. Now I can guarantee you those listing agents' photos are not going to show all this behind. Not only that, let's look at this specific house. It looks like they've got power lines running through the back, and they've got some large electric lines, or it could even be high voltage power lines running through the back. Now, again, I can almost guarantee you none of that will be shown in a photo. You kind of have to look, anytime you see some green space running behind a house, you need to zoom in and look for poles. Usually you can see them as shadows. So it can be a little challenging to see. And again, if we were to do a street view of that, which right now we can't do a street view because I'm not looking at a specific listing. But if you went in and, well, actually it may show street terrain. I don't know if that'll show it. No, that's not going to do it. But in the other view, as I showed you, you can drop the little yellow man into it and take a look and see what that is going to look like. I'm going to try one more thing. Let's back out. Well, it's not going to do it here, but you could drop the little yellow man on the map and then you get a street view, and then you're going to see these high voltage power lines running through the back. Now, for 60% of you guys or 65% of y'all, you probably don't care about that, but I know there's another 35% of you who do really care about that. So when you find homes you really like and you mark them as a favorite, go back, zoom in, use the map tool, and see what's around the house and make sure it's something that you would be interested in. So that's it for my tips on the Dream Home Alerts, the custom search that I use. And if you have any questions, just let me know.